What up, though? So in today's video, we're gonna go over some important terminology that every trucker, dispatcher, broker, or carrier needs to learn when we, have an everyday conversation and communicating within this industry. So without further ado, let's get into these definitions so we can help the next person or help people like me be able to communicate. So this video is about definitions, terms in the trucking industry, logistics industry. Let me hit my screen real quick. Okay. So first word that we're going to come up, we're going to understand is pallet. What is a pallet? Pallet, also known as a skid. They are used to transport most products, makes products easy to handle with a pallet jack or forklift, and made of wood. Standard dimensions are 40 by 48 by 6 or 48 by 48 by 6. You can fit 26 to 30 pallets can fit in a 53-foot dry van. One pallet accounts for 2 feet of space inside of that particular dry van. So first word is pallet. Next, we have forklift. Forklift is your next word. It's used to load and unload trailers. Average lifting capacity is about 4,500 pounds. Runs on propane or electricity. They typically do not drive inside 5 tons or straight trucks. Too much weight. So if you know anything about trucking or you're just not getting into it, understand that you are under a lot of weight if you're going inside of those trucks. Next, we have pallet jack. So a pallet jack, one of those small little jacks or not small jacks, one of the very heavy jacks. Dog, what's wrong with you? A pallet jack, used to manually move pallets, typically used on smaller trucks to move freight to the back of the trailer. That's a pallet jack. Next, LTL. What is a LTL? So LTL is short for less than truckload. The general freight carriers in the U.S. offer 2 types of service: full truckload, service, or less than truckload. While the FTL carrier moves full containers or trucks of one product for one customer, the LTL carrier moves goods for many customers. And this is what I guess you consider a LTL. The picture of what a LTL would be considered as you see, but there's multiple products on this particular truck, and you're moving it to a destination. So LTL. Next, we have TL. What is TL? TL is short for truckload and dedicates trailers to a single shipper's cargo, as opposed to an LTL, less than truckload carrier, which transports a consolidated cargo of several shippers and makes multiple deliveries. TL is one shipment from point A to point B only. TL. And this is what you would consider a TL, something that's inside of this whole container. I believe that's a container. It looks like a container that you're shipping. So that's a TL. Next, we have dry van. What is a dry van? Dry van mostly used in the transport of non-perishable goods. Interior width is usually 96 to 100 inches wide inside, 100 to 110 inches tall. It can range from 28 to 52 feet 7 inches feet long inside, commonly referred to as dry vans. Notice that there is not a motor in front of the trailer. That's important because we're gonna go on the next. When we go to the next one, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is what a dry van looks like. You don't see them on all the expressways in different lanes across the country. So that's a dry van. Next, we have a reefer van. What exactly is a reefer van? A reefer van. Notice this 53-foot reefer has a motor on the front to control the temperature of the goods it carries. It can heat, cool, or freeze products, which is important because if you're dealing with produce or anything that's like that needs to be at a temperature of like 45 degrees or something like that, this is the reason why you'll need that. And this is a reefer van, as you see right here. I can't point to it, but if you see what I'm talking about right here, in the front of that particular reefer, there's a motor in front of it to control the temperature. That's a reefer. Next, we have a flat deck. What is a flat deck? Flat or open decks do not have walls or roof, can accept freight from the sides and top. Flat decks come in a variety of combinations and lengths. I wish I had a picture for you, but there's no picture for you. But flat deck is the same as a flat bed. Next, we have a tractor. What is a tractor? Truck designed primarily to pull a semi-trailer by means of a fifth wheel mounted over the rear axle, sometimes called a truck tractor or highway tractor. Differentiate. God, what? Differentiate from a farm tractor. So let me show you what the tractor. That red unit right in front of the trailer, that is considered a tractor. Next, we have a tanker. Tanker trailer. So tanker trailer hauls any type of liquids, separate trailers as used for edible and non-edible shipments. And this is what your tanker trailer looks like. That's a tanker trailer. Hauls liquids, type of liquids, separate trailers as used for edible and non-edible shipments. Next, we have a 53-foot dry van. Most commonly used piece of equipment used in the transport of non-perishable goods. Interior width is usually 100 to 101 inches in width, wide inside, 110 inches tall, 52 feet 7 inches long, inside 53 feet outside. Commonly referred to as dry van. There's no motor on the front of these trailers. Average payload. What is the average payload? I can't even see it. Average payload in the U.S. is 44,000 pounds. In Canada, is 48,000 pounds. Next, commercial invoice. What the importer needs to provide customs if their shipment is crossing the border. This is usually provided by the importer or shipper. Commercial invoices provide the cost of goods in country or origin so that customs can apply the proper duties and or taxes. Commercial invoices are supplied to the custom broker for clearance in most cases by the carrier. And this is basically what commercial invoice looks like. Bill of lading. A bill of lading, also known as BOL. A bill of lading is a legal document between the shipper of goods and a carrier detailing the type, quantity, and destination of the goods being carried. The bill of lading also serves as a receipt of shipment. Now, everybody knows in the industry, you need that BOL on top of a few other things, but BOL is important. The receipt of shipment when the goods are delivered at the predetermined destination. Most shipments move on a BOL and should be carefully reviewed if in your possession. BOL, I guess this is the type of picture that they want to show you as a receipt, but you get the point. Next, customs broker. Provide custom clearance on behalf of an importer so that they do not have to deal directly with customs, be present, or pay duties or taxes to customs at the time when the shipment actually crosses the border. So again, customs broker. Tailgate or liftgate. Notice this short dry van has a tailgate or liftgate to take shipments from the trailer to the ground level. This is usually an extra charge for most carriers. Lift capacity is usually 1,500 pounds. And as you see at the back of this particular truck, there's a lift gate. There's a gate right in the back where it says the cooperative good with food. That particular uh, contraptment back there is considered a lift gate. Lift gate or tailgate, however you see it. Instead of tell me to take a study break. Okay, next we're going to step deck trailer. This trailer steps down at the tractor after the tractor gets shipment lowered to the ground and not exceed height restrictions. So a step deck is something that is basically what it's self-explanatory. You step down from where you at, you know what I'm saying, and the particular component, majority of that component will be on that particular deck that you step down on. Next, we have single axle trailer or tractor. Single axle tractor. Used for mostly in town work to make sharper turns. This one is hauling a 53-foot dry van. And this is that particular unit right there. This is considered a single axle tractor. Again, right here, there's a single axle tractor, meaning there's only one axle that's pulling that particular unit. Next, we have a 5-ton straight truck. These are used primarily in the city as they are smaller. Box sizes vary from 20 to 28 feet in length. Usually also carry a power tailgate or lift gate. Usually can handle about 10,000 pounds of freight payload and 10 to 14 pallets on that particular truck unit. This is your um, this is your box truck. Next, we have a container ship. How most shipments from other countries arrive to ports is through a container. Okay, those are big vessels that you see uh, on the ocean. Also, you see them traveling on the highways and expressways. Here's a picture of a container unit or several container units. I'm gonna say a container. That particular ship has many container units on it. ACE, automated commercial environment. Never knew this term, so I'm learning something new right along with y'all. ACE is the commercial trade processing system that has been developed by the U.S. Custom and Border Protection to facilitate legitimate trade and strengthen border security, requiring every carrier. Again, ACE through any all border crossing to submit a e-manifest, electronic manifest. The carrier is responsible to submit this data to customs for every shipment. Backhaul. So a return load. Many companies, often ones who haul their own product, take a load from their home location to a certain area of the country. Then they need to go back to the original location to pick up another similar load. Instead of returning empty, they'll find another load, the backhaul, going back to the original location. So if you hear this, that basically means, hey, look, I need to make some money going back to my location, so I need a backhaul and you know, have something, have another load. I need to get paid on my way back home because if not, then the trip is not going to be worth it. So backhaul. This is what I guess they're gonna come up with backhaul. They'll talk about cartage company, company that provides local within a town, city, or municipality pickup and delivery. Here you go. What is that again? Cartage company, a company that provides local within a town, city, or municipality pickup and delivery. So you're basically small mom and pops. Common carrier, freight transportation company which serves the general public, may be regular route service over designated highways on a regular basis or irregular route between various points on an unscheduled basis, usually charges by class. Any carrier required by law to convey passengers or freight without refusal, if the approved fare of charge is paid, travels accordingly to a schedule, airlines or trains. And here you go. UPS is your example. Common carrier. Shipping container. Standard size rectangular box used to transport freight, mostly by ship, rail. International shipping containers are 20 or 40 feet long, conform to International Standards Organization (ISO) standards and are designed to fit in ship's holds. Containers are transported on public roads atop a container chassis towed by a tractor. Domestic containers up to 53 feet long and of lighter construction are designed by rail and highway use only. A reusable container that can transport and store products and raw materials between locations or countries, also called intermodal freight container. There you go. Next, we have cubic feet, used to measure shipments in order to tell how much space is used. Length by width by height. In feet will give you the amount of cubic feet used. Length by width by height. That gives you a cubic feet. That's usually how they measure pallets. That's how they measure, um, yeah, pallets, uh, shipments, footage on the truck. You know what I'm saying? They use all that. Deadheading. Operating a truck without cargo is deadhead. So, say for instance, you got a load that's picking up, and we'll say about 147 miles away, right? And you don't have anything that's going to you're not transporting or picking up. You're not transporting anything to get to that destination. You have to go pick up. You're doing your pickup, but you got miles that you are not getting paid for. So that's deadhead miles. So operating the truck without cargo, deadhead. Next, EDI. EDI, electronic data interchange. The business-to-business interconnection of computers for the rapid exchange of a wide variety of documents, from bills of lading to bill tickets at auto plants. This is okay. We're just gonna go with that. Again, EDI, electronic data interchange. Next, fixed tandem. Fixed tandem, assembly of two axles and suspension that is attached to the chassis in one place and cannot be moved forward and are aft. The picture is a tandem with a drop axle to make it a fixed trident if weight requires. Again, that's fixed tandem. Next, we have hours of service. U.S. Department of Transportation safety regulations, which govern the hours of service of commercial vehicle drivers engaged in interstate trucking operations can drive. Drivers are limited to about 11 hours driving, 3 hours of on duty time per day, and must rest for 10 hours per day. You have to document your logs. Truckers, you got to document your logs. I know you might not want to hear that, but I'm just doing it for the sake of the video. You know what I'm talking about? Got another ad. Okay, okay. I see. Just in time. Manufacturing system, which depends on frequent small deliveries of parts and supplies to keep on-site inventory to a minimum. So again, that's just in time. You want to make sure that you're always on time, especially in the trucking industry. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to go with some terminology that if you're not on time, you'll know why. Logbook. Book carried by truck drivers in which they record their hours of service, duty status for each 24-hour period required in interstate commercial trucking by the U.S. Department of Transportation so they can monitor the actions of drivers. That logbook is important. You don't want to get yourself caught out here slipping. You know, DOT, they be out there. So, logbook. Next, we have P and D. Pickup and delivery, short. So, pickup and delivery. That's just like if you have a small manufacturing plant and you have what we call, as you see, FedEx, UPS, anybody that's coming up to pick up some uh, small packages, usually no more than 5 packages at a time. Pickup and delivery. Pup trailer. Short semi trailer, usually between 26 and 32 feet long with a single axle. Pup trailer. Real small. I would say like it's basically like a box truck, like some box trucks on the back of that semi. Team driver. Common practice in a less than truckload industry in which one driver takes the truck for 8 to 10 hours and turns the truck over to another driver, Pony Express style. Don't look too sweet. That look kind of suspect. Tandem axles. Tandems. Pair of axles and associated suspension, usually located close together, as you see right here on the back. You see how close those axles are? So tandem axles. Triaxle. A group of three axles on a truck, tractor, or trailer. Tridems are most common on European trailers. See, like the three that's on the back end or the rear end of that particular trailer, or that flatbed or that step deck. Those are triaxles. Freight broker. That's us. You know what I'm talking about? Freight brokers. A company arranges for the truck transportation of cargo belonging to others, utilizing for hire carriers to provide the actual truck transportation. However, the broker does not assume responsibility for the cargo and usually does not take possession of the cargo. We're basically the middleman. A lot of people don't like, you know what I'm saying, what we do. But I would tell you this. Um, you don't, truck drivers, they basically don't have the time to do it. And if you do, more power to you. But everybody got a position to play in here. And you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I do my part. Just do your part. We book you all. You know what I'm talking about? And that makes the relationship go well. And you're gonna make sure, I'm gonna make sure that you well taken care of. ACI. The ACI program is about providing CBSA officers with electronic pre-arrival information so that they are equipped with the right information at the right time to identify health and safety security threats related to commercial goods before the goods arrive in Canada. The carrier is responsible for submitting the data. ACI. Next, CBS. CBSA. Canada Border Services, otherwise known as Canada Customs. A lot of people move freight going across the border. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that you know what this is, and it's imperative for you to understand what it is. 40, rate tariff or rate sheet. Guidelines created to ensure a customer is billed correctly when shipping. And we want to, you know what I'm saying? You always want to make sure that rate sheet is correct. That's the only way that we're going to get paid. And this is going to end part one, and we're going to have part two coming soon. PARS. The Pre-Arrival Review System, PARS, allows importers and brokers to submit release or minimum documentation, RMD, information to the Canada Border Services Agency for review and processing before their goods arrive in Canada. This speeds up the release or referral for examination process when the goods arrive in Canada. Carriers will has a power sticker in the form of a barcode that includes the trucker's carrier code when submitting documents to a customs broker. Here you go. It's basically a barcode that gets scanned into the system. So that was part one. Trucking terminology, logistics terminology that we as brokers, truckers, shippers, and carriers need to learn or know when we converse and communicating with each other. And so this video is for those that are brushing up their skills and learning these particular terminologies so we know how to better communicate with everybody in the industry. See you on part two. Peace, love, and light. Salute.